Mention a little Super Bowl. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. We are here to give some more draft grades. No, not from me, but from somebody that is super credentialed. His name is Mel Kiper Jr. from ESPN. He is going to give his draft grades for the AFC South. And why is this important? Well, because we play in the AFC South, dummy. So the Houston Texans are going to get a draft grade from Mel Kiper. We have the clip right here. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. The ultimate goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers before the NFL season starts is underway. All righty. We are less than 500 away from 8K. We are less than 3,000 away from 10K. And that is all thanks to you. So again, super appreciative of every single one of y'all that has liked, commented, subscribed. While you're at it, smash that like button. Again, anybody that wants to comment down below, do you agree with Mel Kiper's draft grade? Do you agree with Mel Kiper's draft grade? If you do, if you don't, drop your draft grades down below. I know a bunch of y'all dropped it in the previous video. How are y'all feeling with Mel Kiper now explaining some of these picks? Does it make you feel any better about anybody? Maybe Blake Fisher specifically. He's going to talk very highly of him right here, and I'm excited to get into it. So let's start.
Kiper Jr.'s draft grades, 32 teams, 32 grades. Let's go to the AFC South, where we had a range from the B+ to the C+. The B+ was the Texans. The C+ was the Titans.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Houston did.
Well, I liked a lot of I like the players they drafted. Kamari Lassiter, I had talked a lot about on this podcast. He's in the hip pocket of those receivers. He plays a physical brand of football. Yes, he didn't run 4.45. Who the hell cares? These 40 times drives me crazy, Field. A 4.5 is a bad 40 time now. It's how do you play? You can run a 4.5 and still play faster. You can run 4.4 and play like a 4.6 guy. Blake Fisher, had he been back at Notre Dame for another year, would have been a guy we were raving about. Kalen Bullock, I know Matt Miller, I know you talked about him a lot. I'm not as high on him, but in the third round, that's not bad. I love Cade Stover, former linebacker, defensive player at 265 pounds, ran a 4.65, caught the ball, blocked. He's kind of a throwback type of player that Texan fans are going to love. And guess what? C.J. Stroud's reunited with Cade Stover. I love that they did that. They didn't forget about one of C.J. Stroud's key guys in Cade Stover. Then, you go to later in the draft. I thought Jawar Jordan could be this year's Keaton Mitchell. I didn't think he'd run a 4.56. I thought he might run a 4.4. He didn't, but he played fast at Louisville. He was a home run hitting back who could catch the ball out of the backfield. Then you get a Marcus Harris late. At one point in time, we were talking about Marcus Harris maybe third or fourth round. So I just thought they got some good football players, but I thought some of those guys early were a little underrated, Kamari Lassiter being one of those, and I really think that Cade Stover is going to be a key guy for C.J. Stroud. So both sides of the ball, they got help for a team that is ready to roll, maybe into the Super Bowl. Who knows? So again, like I said,
Super Bowl. Y'all hear that? My goodness, it's always surreal whenever I hear Super Bowl. With that being said, Mel Kiper did finish up right there, and hey, he gave us a B+. I mean, hey, I don't have no problem with it whatsoever. Mel Kiper is that dude when it comes to the draft, an NFL expert, analyst, draft analyst, all that good stuff. And look, it made me feel better about Blake Fisher, huh? He talking really high of Blake Fisher, really liked Kamari Lassiter. I enjoyed all of that. And the NFL draft for the Houston Texans were the best in the AFC South, considering that we didn't have a first-round pick, is funny. Absolutely funny. And the Houston Texans, again, added depth, and they added some guys for not only the present, but the future. What I really liked was the last two guys he harped on. I mentioned it in my previous video, in my draft grades video. Make sure to check it out. I mentioned Jawar Jordan, and I mentioned Marcus Harris as well. Those are the two guys that he mentioned. He likes the value that we got from Marcus Harris, considering the production he had in the SEC. Talked really good of Jawar Jordan, compared him to Keaton Mitchell, the running back from the Baltimore Ravens, and nobody knows who he is. He's the one that had that torn ACL after he was having a fantastic stretch of games as the starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens. So Keaton Mitchell was a juggernaut for anyone in fantasy. I appreciate what he did for me in the short amount of time he did. But Jordan getting compared to that is an explosive, up-to-date running back that can do it all behind Joe Mixon. Sign me up. Mel Kiper is absolutely preaching to the choir here, and mention a little Super Bowl. There ain't nothing wrong talking about a Super Bowl when it comes to our Houston Texans. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.